Ross Coulthart says he's got a document from the FBI that's paying attention to these drones, these things flying around in the sky when we keep seeing them. What are they? But not only is it a document as far as the no-duh that they're paying attention to it, but pretty much saying that's a drone. That's not a drone. That's potentially UAP. That's something else. So here is the document itself of what Ross has attained, and check it out. Here's Ross. I've obtained an FBI document announcing a project to respond to the national security threat posed by unmanned systems. It specifically refers to UAPs as a type of UXS. This is very significant because it means the FBI is now clearly delineating officially between so-called drones and UAPs. It requests that all DoD facilities and critical infrastructure sites to report all of the UXS incursions to the FBI. It acknowledges these incursions may be intended to disrupt operations or gauge U.S. response capabilities and policies. It specifically notes that this is a threat to DoD installations, personnel, and tech. A second 49-page document, UAS Response Playbook, announces every FBI field office will now have a dedicated counter-UAS coordinator. Both documents are downloaded in this Dropbox that he put here too. So this is a little brief thing here is U.S. defined highly automated, autonomous, and uncrewed systems and robotic vehicles designed to fly, move around the ground, or navigate on the surface or subsurface of water, such as unmanned aircraft systems, small unmanned aircraft systems, unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned underwater vehicles, remotely piloted vehicles, and there's unidentified anomalous phenomenon, and drones. One would assume that this is the real deal. I don't believe that Ross would obtain a BS thing and put his career in jeopardy by doing so. However he got it, he probably vetted it, posted it. Now, that being said, it's some real deal shit, boys and girls. Everybody knew that you should be taking this serious, this consistent drone stuff that's happening, that you don't know what it is, and we weren't getting straight answers on it. When you don't get straight answers on it, it means that they're concerned. And we get some bogus thing in the beginning of the year this year when the administration said, "Oh yeah, it's the FAA doing tests. It's okay." And they're like, "No, we're not," and nobody challenged them on it. So the fact that they have this list, and once again, the last bit here of the unmanned aircraft systems, the small unmanned aircraft systems, unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned underwater vehicles, remotely piloted vehicles, UAPs, drones. It's like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things that they're clearly concerned with, and that keep flying around in the skies and the oceans and other things that they don't have a lock on. There is absolutely a concern on it, and there's another reason why the FBI has taken a lot of front and center and have been part of it. Now, to me, I don't know how you feel about it. I feel way more confident in the FBI handling this than that nonsense Arrow. Get them out of there. Get them out. They're absolutely it's like they're just doing what DoD tells them to do, and they're a farce. FBI taking over for this and seeing what is actually out there, and whether or not we get answers still is anybody's guess. The likelihood of getting answers is probably unlikely. I don't think that there is a world where I do think there's a world that these things are popping up again in December. Very possible, but I think it's going to be the same kind of runaround that we're getting. Unless, at that point, 3i Atlas turns out to be something what Avi Loeb has been talking about. It lands on the lawn of the White House, and things are different at that point. But that's unlikely as well. I think that I hate being a broken record. I hate it, and I hate it. I hate it. I know that you guys hate it. I get it. I understand it. But why in the world, if this is a real legit document, which I believe it is, are other people talking about this? major news outlets saying, "Hey, you remember what? I mean, that's turn on a story tonight on whatever news network it might be. Okay, turn on a news story, and not the local news and things, but more so turn on something. And I'm not talking about just the opinion based networks. I'm the ones that just report actual news." Not the bullshit I have everybody, I guess, has an agenda, but there are actual news programs that just run news without opinions on it. I know it's hard to believe these days, but it is true. Those are the ones I tend to try to watch. Second, someone starts giving me their opinion on stuff, I'm like, you have an agenda, I'm turning you off. But you're just telling me what's going on in the world? Yeah, I want to hear that. So watch one of those shows and replace one story while you're watching that with this story. The story being that the FBI, there's a document that says the FBI is concerned with the following and breaking these down and saying, okay, they have listed this, and this. One of the things they've listed is UAP. So that clearly means that they are very aware of them, looking for them. The other ones is, let's break down everything else that is said here. What is this? What do they think it is? Is it another country, another threat? Why were we being lied to earlier this year? That's a story. Replace that with some repetitive story that we've seen a million times over the week, or cut back some of the coverage on the other. Sometimes if a big event happens, the whole damn show is just about that one particular thing. And it's like this is a huge story regardless, even if it is just, and not even, if it turns out that every one of these things, including the UAP, is another country with technology that we can't fathom. And it's not even discussed as a major topic. It's insanity to me. It's insanity. We'll get hearings about, what maybe certain officials are doing right and wrong, and that'll go on forever, and that'll be the whole thing. That'll be articles, but not this. This is nuts. This is an official document listing the things that they're concerned about and they're looking at and trying to figure out. And that clearly, one of the big concerns, whether it was Langley, Jersey last year, and other things that have consistently been popping up, there's a reason for them looking into it as thoroughly as they are. So I really want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think this is a good thing that the FBI is doing it? Do you think more and more people are covering these types of things? Do you think that it will lead to anything? And do you think that the drones was just a thing that happened, and then maybe whoever was running it said, okay, too much coverage on that. Let's not, shoot ourselves in the foot here. Let's not push our luck. No more sending out drones in December. Or do you think it's going to happen again? Very curious what you guys think. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy Halloween to everybody. We'll see you on the flip side.